What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to the old lady's favorite YouTube channel, probably your old lady's favorite YouTube channel, and we have your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all your latest news and happenings. On today's show, what are we talking about? Well, first off, we got to talk about Moise Kean and his performance yesterday with the Azzurri. My boys showed out for Italia Juve and showed out for the Azzurri. An exciting moment there. Then we have the South American players. What's the status on some of them? Who are they returning? Who's not going to be able to return in time? We'll fill you in. And then also we've got Federico Chiesa. Is he going to miss the Napoli match due to his injury? We have updates there as well. Stick with us. We'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back. You're in the Bianconeri zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today it's Thursday, September 9th, 2021, and we're about to get into all this, our latest updates when it comes to Juventus and what's been happening there. But first off, before we do anything, hit that like button. Please hit the like button to support the channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in and watching our videos, but hitting the like button will really help us with the algo and everything going on with that. As well as if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, join our channel. Like I said, our analytics say about 50-50, maybe actually it's less than half, or actually, sorry, more than half of our viewers are not already subscribed to the channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Also, if you're new here, let us know in the comment section down below how you either became a Juventus fan, or if you're not a Juventus fan and you're subscribed, let us know how you became a fan of the team that you support or whatever have, and why you're here, what interests you about the channel as well. So I appreciate that, and I'm glad to have all of you here. Anyway, let's just jump into it with the first news story that we have today. And we got to talk about the performance yesterday from our boy, Moise Kean. It was a beautiful performance from Moise Kean, the Juve star, returning to Juventus. Didn't play for Juventus, but played for the Azzurri. He finally got his chance, and it's something that I wanted to talk about a little bit. Actually, let me read this first, and then I'll talk about it. Basically saying that Moise Kean contributed 2 goals for the Azzurri and a 5-out blowout of Lithuania to help right the ship for the Italian national team's FIFA World Cup qualification. So they're not qualified yet, but they still have another. I think also Switzerland ended up drawing or losing. I can't remember exactly if they drew or lost. But now I think if Juventus beats them when they play again in November, they'll be good to go with the qualification and no worries there, hopefully. But anyway, what I want to talk about here was just the performance from Moise Kean. Really excited me. It had to excite you guys just to see him kind of go out there and just lay it all out there on the field. Literally from the first minutes out there attacking, he's got that killer instinct that Juventus needs to have right now, and it's good to see a player of his caliber come out there and really show out for the Italian national team, and also to see him kind of maybe hopefully right his relationship with Roberto Mancini, who definitely had some. There were some issues. There's a reason he was left off of the Euro squad list during the Euro performances. But definitely, I think this also lit a fire under anybody who wants to talk about the conversation of should Immobile and Insigne, especially Immobile, though, be benched for this guy, Moise Kean, and then also for another guy I want to talk about right now, Raspadori. Giacomo Raspadori put on a brilliant performance himself, scoring a couple goals, at least one goal. I know the other one may have counted as a own goal, but still, he was another player that really showed that that killer instinct, the attack, actually going for it and seeing things work out when you actually go for it, instead of players like Berardi, Immobile, whoever have you, that literally are too scared to take a shot half the time or waste every opportunity there. They're young players that are going for it and could be the future of the Azzurri. So I'm excited I'm so happy to have Moise Kean back with Juventus to have another piece of the Azzurri puzzle. Locatelli, Chiesa, him, along with Chiellini, Bonucci, and yes, even Federico or Bernardeschi. So anyway, just something that excites me, but also what I want to say when we're talking about Raspadori is, man, I would love to see Juventus be able to go and get this kid. I know there were rumors floated out there that supposedly Juventus reached out to him. He is Interista. He's a big fan of Inter. I think also there were some other players that were fans of Inter as well. So that's not going to stop me from saying pursue this kid. Allegiances can change. If there's one thing I know here locally, if you grow up supporting a team, usually you want to go play for them, but if they don't give you the opportunity or say it doesn't happen, but then somebody else does, you end up flipping that side a little bit. So I'd imagine that could happen there. Would love to see that. I know there are rumors that he turned down Juve. I don't know how founded they are, but would love to see Juventus maybe pursue this kid in the future. He could be definitely a solid option going forward, and then also continue that Italia Juve legacy that I love so much. But anyway, great on Moise Kean. Excited for him. Hoping to see him in the future. Now we can talk about another potential future striker for Juventus that at least they're going to go after, and that would be Dusan Vlahovic. Calcio Mercato is talking about saying that Vlahovic is close to signing a new deal at Fiorentina with a possible release clause of 80 million euros. So this is interesting. I think his contract was about to run up, or anyway. So definitely, clubs, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, whoever have you, are going to go after him, and they're definitely going to pursue Vlahovic in the next transfer market. So definitely, Fiorentina, if he ends up signing that new deal, he'll definitely be boosting, how much money that they're going to have to throw at Fiorentina to sign him. So that's an interesting bit of information. So we'll see what goes on there. I definitely want to see him be another potential target. He's one of my top two guys for next Mercado, and that's Vlahovic, and then it's also going to be Haaland, obviously. Haaland probably be first of the two because right now that guy is a machine. Anyway, just an interesting piece. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. Where you think they should go with this kid? Do you think that's going to play much of a role in the future of Camiso thinking that he's going to lock him down long term, or do you think it's just inevitable that he could be a Juventus player? Then we'll move on to another striker that we have, and we got to talk about him. And it's Paulo Dybala. Franco Leonetti is saying that basically talks about if he will be available for Napoli or not. Paulo Dybala, in agreement with Juventus, will leave immediately after the national team match on a charter flight and is expected to return on Friday morning/afternoon to Italy. He could be called up for Napoli. Allegri will decide. So some positive news there, some actual good news, especially when you're hearing about all the, not just Brazilian, but South American players overall that we're going to be missing. Now we potentially have Cuadrado and Dybala that could be back for Napoli, some much needed players that actually hopefully will be there to be able to support and also bolster that attack a little bit. So that could be interesting. Hopefully he'll be able to play. We'll see. We'll keep monitoring that situation as it develops. And then also, while we're talking about Dybala, we have to talk about the meetings from the meetings, and then another meeting update, and then we got to give you that meeting update. I'm going to keep doing this. This joke is probably wearing on. It's probably way, way past its prime, but I'm going to keep doing it for the meeting that's going to have another meeting, but then they'll schedule that meeting to have another meeting, and after that meeting, there'll be another meeting. Anyway, is it completely burnt out? Is this joke over yet? Tuna Sports saying there's still optimism that Dybala will renew his contract. His agent is still in Torino, and in the next few days, they will meet again. So we'll keep you updated. I'm not going to be over here just expecting anything to break or to happen anytime soon, just because of how long this has gone on. But we'll see. We'll keep you updated. That's the latest status of that as it stands. And then let's talk about his compatriots from South America, not his country. But anyway, Gazzetta dello Sports reporting that the Brazilians could be returning Saturday. Danilo and Sandro will be back in Torino on Saturday around midday. And with the game in Napoli being played at 6:30 p.m. that same day. So it seems highly unlikely that they will be playing. So it seems highly unlikely that you will have Danilo or Alexandro out there playing for Juventus against Napoli. Take that for what you think. Maybe some of you may think it's good that Sandro's not playing, but there's not a lot of options at his position in the left back. And Danilo has been pretty good. Danilo has been, honestly, I haven't had a negative thing to say about him. And maybe, I don't know, almost not a year, but it's been a few months since then. At least I think the last thing really criticism I gave him was just some poorly timed shots that he just decided to take, but that was about it. Anyway, so we'll see what happens there. I also don't know the full situation. I'm not sure if maybe they would need to have a 10, the 10-day whatever quarantine period and all that coming back from there. So we'll see how that all plays out. Maybe they don't need it with a a negative test or whatever with that situation. So anyway, stick with that. We'll fill you in as there's more updates coming on. And then the final story of the day, and that's our boy Federico Chiesa, talking about him and his situation. Basically, first off, Nico Balice is saying that there's no muscle injury for Federico Chiesa. There are a lot of talks yesterday I was going on with the belief that Giovanni Albanese was going back and forth. Yes, he's injured. No, he's not. Yes, he's injured. No, he's not. And nothing against him. I just feel like he was trying to get this news out there, and he was trying to finalize it, but he was all over the place. He didn't know. Nobody really knew. He was working on it, but it just never really came to fruition for him at that time. So it was a mess, confusing for all of us. And then Sky Sports reporting also that there's no muscle injury for Chiesa. However, he still feels some pain. Allegri could choose to not play him against Napoli to avoid a serious injury. Again, I understand this is also, if you watch this show, I always forget to say it, but it's a show where you don't give a damn about what I'm saying or my opinions, but I'm going to give you my opinions anyway. It's difficult because, yes, maybe he isn't quote unquote injured, but at the same time, when you're feeling some pain and you're having that uncomfortableness, I mean, I understand too. Like, it's whenever heck, just playing, like even now, messing around with stuff, playing. Obviously, I'm not in the peak physical condition like those guys are in, but definitely when you're playing a game or something and you aggravate something. You may not be torn, it may not be a serious injury, but it does affect your play. It affects how much you can do out there. Sometimes it's better to rest it than to use it in that time, but it's a difficult time for that just because you're playing Napoli. You're having a Champions League match against Malmo, and then you're having your Milan right after that. So you would like to have him there for all three of those matches. We'll see what happens, especially when you're already depleted so many other guys right now. But hopefully he'll be good to go. If not, I got to be understanding at this point. Rather have him long-term healthy instead of coming out there or injuring himself for another long period. So I will go with whatever Chiesa and Allegri decided with this for the most part. If there's one thing about me, I'd say, I like to fence it a little bit. I like to sit right on that middle of that fence. Do I like that side? Not so much. Do I like this side? Not so much. I'm gonna fence it a little bit for this topic, and that's what I'm gonna do. If you like Marvel, there's the Silver Surfer who calls his surfboard to him. To me, I'm the guy who calls his fence to him, and I sit right on that fence when it comes to topics like this because I don't really know which way to go with it. But anyway, that's the update as it stands when it comes to Chiesa and if he won't play for Juventus on Saturday. Anyway, that's all I really have for you today. I appreciate you guys tuning in and checking out the news with me. Appreciate all the support that you guys have every day, each and every day, joining us for our live streams. We'll be doing another live later today and hopefully as well on Friday. Julian and myself joining together. I feel like those are so much better when we're together. So make sure you tune in, check us out. It'll be at 10:45 on a Juve time. Juve time is the time that it'll be. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. Like I said, if you're new here, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know who you are, where you're from, how you became a Juve fan, or if you're not a Juve fan, how you became a fan of whatever team you are a fan of. I appreciate that and appreciate your guys' support. Also, follow Bianconerizon at Bianconerizon on Instagram and Twitter. Follow me at Justin Sofer on Twitter. And follow my boy Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri.